Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We have from 1876 Budweiser, brewed with a combination of 2-row and 6-row barley malt, rice, hops, and yeast. 5% alcohol. Nice smoke. Sold everywhere. There's that goal with that slightly nice white head, slightly greenish tint that I never can explain with the Budweiser. And the competition is Michelob Lager, introduced in 1896, 20 years later, as a specialty above premium lager. Nice pop there, nice smoke. Nice smoke. Made with water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. There's a deep golden color. There's a greenish gold. I don't know if you can see that difference, but I can see it. The Michelob website has some interesting stuff on there. Okay, this was made the 53rd day of 2019, which would have been in February. All right, go put the bottles up. A unique blend of Hallertau, Strisel Spalt, and other hop varieties, combined with 2-row barley malt. Okay, I know the Budweiser uses the Saz. Don't they use the Saz hops from Moravia? And then some Northwestern Pacific hops. All right. But the Michelob uses that Tettnanger, the Hallertau Mittelfrüh, and the Strisel Spalt. I got it for $6.49, I think, for the 6-pack. I thought it was going to be $6.99, but it ended up being cheaper. All right. Josh B says, "Happy Game of Thrones Day, everyone." I've never watched that in my life, but if y'all like it. The newspaper said that is a HBO series about dragons, kings, and the gratuitous nudity that it inspires. Jeff Knapp says, "The Mick looks good." Craig Swinson said, "Michelob Lager disappeared a few years ago from my area. It is such a great lager. Bud is great as well, but I just prefer Michelob." Yeah, we don't get Michelob in this town anymore. We only get Michelob Amberbach, but no longer the light. No longer Michelob Light or the original. Jake Daniel says, "This is for all malt Michelob against Bud." That's correct. I know it's available in Houston, but I've never actually seen it on the shelf. I did ask if it was available in a keg, and of course I got told no. Jason Jennings says, "Michelob for me." I think Michelob will win. All right. So on the Michelob website, it's 18 IBUs. I should have kept that website going. Let's see. Go back to it. Heck. They got a lady pouring it when you go to the website. It's a kind of old. It needs to be updated because they're showing beers they don't even make anymore, like Beach Bum, which was very good, and the Honey Lager, which was very good. But these companies, they like to keep old information, keep their websites out of date, or not even have them running. Oh, hold on. Hello. Hey, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm doing a live hangout, but I'm gonna call you back pretty soon. I'm doing Budweiser versus Michelob. Sorry, I'm charging the phone. That was David with the big beard calling me back. Should have turned the phone off, but that's all right. Let's see. Pour a better beer. This is a good section here. But let's go to Michelob first, the original. Let's see if I can tell them apart. It used to be listed at 5% alcohol, like this is an outdated site, but now they're listing it at 4.8 on the bottle and the tap into your beer. And then for a while it was 4.9, but they'll tell you on tap into your beer, it'll fluctuate. So the color is gold, straight gold, light, the lightest on the 5 color options, and then it's 18 IBUs, 12.3 original gravity. Lager yeast, strain cold, matured for balance, crispness. Let's see what they have. Pour a better beer. I like this part. Aim for the center. Now people tell me, you don't know how to pour. Don't hold a clean glass. These are clean at a slight angle. Okay, well, I don't do that. Don't pour the beer down the side of the glass. Let the beer pour freely, allowing it to agitate. This reveals its aromas, textures, and carbonation. Pause at a full head. When the foam is about 2 inches deep, stop. Enjoy the beer's color as it breathes. They're saying it releases esters. Finish off your bottle by topping off your perfectly poured glass of beer. And then they got a section, why do we love 2-row barley? 3 common pouring mistakes. Don't pour down the side. Foam unlocks a beer's flavor. Pouring down the side doesn't allow the bubbles to build properly. Slow down, let air in. Don't tip the bottle so high that the beer comes out in spurts. In other words, you don't want the beer to glub, glub, glub. You want it to pour smoothly, which I usually attain that goal. Pour with some gusto. A sluggish pour at a low angle doesn't allow enough agitation for the beer's aromas and foam to properly build. And I've been having people going after me for years saying, hey, fool, learn how to pour beer. And I'm like, I'm the fool, but the brewmasters are saying to do what I do, but I'm the fool, okay. And I ask them, where's your expertise? And their source will be something like, everybody knows that. That's their, that's how they cite a source. All right, Michelob for me. I'm a Bud man, says Bucky Dent. Ronald, what is your favorite light beer, says Kevin Johnson. I really don't know. Might be Heineken Light. Kevin says mine is Coors Banquet. Bucky Dent said Bud, 4 out of 5. Michelob, 3.2 out of 5. Okay. Michelob wins for me because Budweiser gives me headaches, says Kevin Johnson. Yep, that Budweiser yeast does bother people. Pouring a beer from a beer tap is different than pouring from a can or bottle. Right. If you're at a bar and you get this much foam, well, yeah, it's going to settle down and you got cheated out of 3 ounces of beer. That's different. We understand that. If it's your own tap at your house, you already bought the whole tap. Why would it matter if it foams up? Because you can just pour more, right? It's your beer. Took the tour in St. Louis recently, says Jeff Knapp. They were bottling Michelob Ultra when we got to that part of the tour. Oh, okay. I pour all my beers with gusto, always have, says Jeff. Michelob all the way, says JTLBZ. Let's go. I would look down and I could see the Budweiser was lighter, so I don't want to tip it off. You know what I mean? I don't want to mess up the challenge. Smells clean, but it's hard to say on the aroma. Let's see. I think this might be the Michelob because I'm picking up a lemon aroma, and they say on the website, and I've noticed that over the years, that lemon aroma. It's coming from those really good malts and those juicy, fruity hops, you know, that lemon. Okay, let's go with the taste here. Michelob. Budweiser. All right. Why do I say that? Because number one, they don't taste anything alike except their lager beers. Secondly, the Michelob, like I said, has that lemony aspect, that all malt. No, you know, you get that full barley, that bread, that barley, no corn or rice. The Budweiser, you're getting that rice, that verdant rice. You know, you can pick up that rice. It's a good flavor for those who like it. What ABV is Michelob? Says BT4K. It's 4.8. Used to be 5. Dylan Pishney says, I pour my beers your way nowadays, not the college on the side method. Got to get the flavor. Yeah, and you want to release the carbonation so you're not sitting there feeling all full and bloated. But, I mean, Jill Vaughn, She used to be the brewmaster, but what does she know? I mean, she only has a PhD in food science, you know, but so she's probably stupid, right? Like some of these people that have been to a college football game once. They know. No, it is not my mission to defend Anheuser-Busch InBev. I'm just saying, if Jill Vaughn, PhD, who was the brewmaster, I think in Jacksonville and at another brewery at another time, and then multiple sources keep telling you the same thing. Look at the old Schaefer commercials from the 1950s, the old Miller High Life commercials. They're pouring it straight in. Why did they want you to pour it straight in? Because you would have a bad experience and not buy it again? Come on, wake up. Smell the beer, man. Any pour is great as long as you enjoy it, says Kevin Johnson. Beer snobs can get annoying. I don't even mind a beer snob. That's fine. If you want to be a beer snob and only drink the greatest and the best, and you want to go and put down on everybody else's beer, that is fine, because that's a personal preference and you should go for it. But when you come on there saying to me, learn how to pour beer, that's a problem. Now, sometimes people will ask me, hey, I'm curious, why do you pour it that way? Because I was taught pour it at an angle, and I'll discuss it with them. And I say, well, who taught you that? Oh, just people hanging out at a bar. And I said, I bet that was draft beer from a tap, right? Yeah. I'm like, okay, let me explain that. It's when they come at you with, hey, you. When the sentence starts off with, you need to, uh-oh, we got a problem. Or if it starts off with, hey, moron, that's a problem. John and Neely says, good evening, Ron. I haven't had Michelob in years. I need to revisit it. You sure do. Make sure it's fresh. Kenton Yerrick says, I'm picking Bud to drink all night, but a Mick for a dinner drink. Kevin agrees. And Southern Dip Review said, how's it going? It's going pretty well. All right. Oh, you just can't mistake that all malt, all those beautiful hops. That's Michelob. I'm calling it. But I knew already on aroma only. On aroma only. Remember that. I got it on aroma only. M, Michelob. B, Budweiser. Now, which one do I prefer? Oh, well, and I love this Michelob.com. All these good little articles they have on there. Water. Better beer starts with better water. Water isn't just the main ingredient in beer. It also affects the taste. It's no wonder then that brewers always filter and test their water before the brewing process begins. Barley malt gives our beer its soul. Barley malt provides beer with its color and its sweet malty flavors. It's also the source of the sugars necessary for fermentation. Why do we love two-row malt? To make a great beer, you need great barley malt. That's why we use two-row barley with its distinctive 2 rows of kernels on the stalk. When compared to 6-row barley, 2-row barley produces beer with a more noticeable smoothness and sweetness, as evidenced by what I'm tasting right now. So this is a good learning website. There's a lot of learning. It's kind of like, if you don't know a lot about beer, it's a good beer school. Tap Into Your Beer is a good beer school because they have the Zithology section. What I do miss is that Anheuser-Busch had an 8-chapter online book called Zithology. And these were not short chapters, but I guess they deleted it because they figured nobody was looking at it. I read the whole thing. You know, it took me a few days. The importance of using the right glass, from the hop cooler to the clock tower. It shows inside our brewery. Welcome to the Brewmaster's Playground. They have some videos about all of that stuff. Can't get that to work. Okay, from malt tea to taste buds, malt tea, TEA. Understanding our brewing process. All right, I'm not going to go on throughout, but you can look at it on your own time, but it's very interesting, very, very interesting. Someone asked about the ABV. The website says 5, but that's incorrect. They need to update the website. It used to be 5, but they slightly lowered it, or they realized it wasn't quite 5, because now the bottle says 4.8 and Tap Into Your Beer says 4.8. Not a big difference, but it is a little difference. I have Miller Lite and Coors Banquet in my fridge. Which beer do you choose? Out of those two? Oh, Coors Banquet every time, yeah. That is a winner. Michelob is a winner, a winner, a winner. Here's a bottle from 1996 when it was their 100th anniversary. I never opened it. Still got beer in it. Wouldn't drink it now. You can't open it because you'll break the shroud and ruin the bottle. That's the old teardrop. They didn't start bottling Michelob until 1962, believe it or not. 1962, bottled. And then later, I think in 1967, they started putting it in cans, which we don't get cans, but Jeff Lyons in New England gets, over there in New Hampshire, gets canned Michelob. There used to be Michelob bars in the United States, taverns across the United States, and they sold, you know what, only Michelob. But the United States outlawed that after Prohibition. You can no longer have, a beer company can no longer have their own bar chain. You say, but I thought it was the land of the free where you could be free to do what you want. You thought wrong. All right. Oh. The Budweiser is very good, and it's very close. Yes, Michelob does win. Doesn't win by as much as you may believe. Here's the 1996 Budweiser bottle. You can see it's changed a lot. 1996 Budweiser. Classic design. Is there any more classic beer bottle design than this? I don't think there is. There might be. Now, some people are seeing this and having a seizure right now because I used to say this 10 years ago or longer ago than that. I say Budweiser to some of these beer snobs is like a crucifix to a vampire. You just say, hey, man, look at this old bottle. And they say, oh, no, 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 no. It's like, what's wrong? You all right? No, no, I would rather drink horse urine. No. I was like, wow. Are you making fun of Budweiser or do you fear it? Because your reaction seems to indicate almost like fear. Budweiser was so much better. I remember back in 2009. I wonder if they have changed any recipe. I'm going to tell you, I've been hearing this for so long that it's been changed. I have not noticed any difference in the taste. And I started drinking it 23 years ago. Maybe it's changed. I just haven't noticed anything. Kevin says, haha, Ronald, the horse urine comment made me laugh out loud. Kevin, Bud tastes different to me too. I don't know the answer. I don't find it tastes different. Okay. And I didn't say in 96. Now I'm going to be very careful to make sure I notice any changes. So are there any changes along the way? You know, I wasn't game planning it like that. So, you know, maybe it changed. I don't know. I don't know. But I doubt it. But people ask me that often. Oh, here's one that came out in 1996, and they don't make this anymore because it was a special edition that one year. And this was called Centennial. Some of y'all might remember Michelob Centennial, 100th anniversary special brew. It's a special recipe, Michelob. Oh boy, that was a jewel. If you could have gotten that. Premium beer, premium blended using only the finest barley malt, hops, yeast, and water. You know, like a craft beer before they made craft beer. That was my argument all along, people say. People will say, I'll tell you, and then I'm going to get off the air. People said Budweiser has a stigma as the alcoholic's beer of choice. Why is this, says Angel Mac? I don't know, because you seem like an alcoholic would drink something like Four Loko Gold, you know, to get 14% alcohol, not just Budweiser, but I guess, or maybe Natural Light, some, so they could drink 50 of them in a day. It's an oddball. I prefer Bud Ice over Budweiser, says Kevin. That might be because Bud Ice is cold filtered. You know, it's a draft beer, whereas Budweiser is pasteurized. So being that it's not pasteurized gives it a special character, you see. Jason says Natty Ice, but Bud Ice is good too. Yeah, because they are professionals who know what's good, says Craig. Who is the professionals? Oh, the alcoholics. This is clean, man. This is as clean as they come. I don't know why. I never could figure out why people hated Budweiser. Like 23 years ago, I was tasting it and said, it tastes good to me. I mean, it's kind of a hearty taste, you know, kind of a strong taste for somebody that's not used to drinking beer. But it was like, why would you hate it? You know, I mean, it doesn't taste bad. It tastes kind of good to me. Kind of expensive. Like Michelob is a little more. Bud is okay. He says, oh, Anthony likes Michelob a little more. Oh, so I was saying something like, oh, lost my, I was thinking of something good to tell you, but I forgot. Oh, well, sorry, y'all. I was getting thirsty. I had to go get more beer. But, oh, I know what it was. They were saying, I used to read these articles, and I mean, I would read articles in like 1996, 97, 98, you know, when the internet, you could go to the library, you know, and get on the internet and read. It was all text, but they had some graphics, you know, so it wasn't bad. But about beer, and they were saying, oh, after World War II, the big beer companies tried to stick everybody with just fizzy yellow stuff, and they watered all the beer down. And now here we are in 96, and the craft beer companies are coming to the rescue and all that. Well, I believed it because I figured this guy must know what he's talking about. So I was thinking, those evil big companies, how dare they saddle people with all of that ordinary stuff? But then I started doing research and reading, and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't true. Back in the 50s, they had Budweiser Bock. They had Michelob Dark beer. They used to have Michelob Dark. They had Michelob Special Dark, which I've tried. I have bottles of it. They had Ballantine Ale, Ballantine India Pale Ale. Some beer companies, some of the major beer companies did make India Pale Ales. So I was like, but what I found out was it wasn't that they were trying not to make good beer or craft style beer. It was that people weren't buying it. You know what I mean? It wasn't doing Budweiser any good. It wasn't doing Anheuser-Busch any good to make Budweiser Bock and nobody buy it. You know what I mean? Or Pabst Bock, Pabst Blue Ribbon Bock, and nobody buys it. I'm going to read the last few comments, then I'm getting off because I got another taste challenge coming up soon, y'all. Soon. I enjoy Budweiser, but I don't want to get drunk from it. Too much yeast, says Kevin. I had a face, says, sometimes I'm just in the mood for a Budweiser. Sometimes I just want to drink it and not think it. Crisp and not too complex and just simply hits the spot. Midnight Squirrel Dog says, they had Red Wolf. I have a bottle back there in my collection. I used to love Red Wolf. It was like a red lager, you know, kind of a craft style beer. Big question. Have you ever tried National Bohemian beer? A Baltimore, Maryland beer. It's an excellent light beer, says Kevin Johnson. Have I tried National Bohemian beer? You mean like this? Like this? Like this 40 ounce that I bought in Maryland? You mean like this? Oh, bazam. National Bohemian. You mean like this? When I bought this 6-pack in Baltimore on US Highway 40 in downtown in a liquor store where they had the cashier behind a glass window with a revolving turret so they don't get shot and killed by certain people. You say, what do you mean, certain people? Yeah, you know, criminals. All right. Bo Ice, National Bohemian Ice beer. Strange that it says beer because it was 5.8. Usually they wouldn't, back then they wouldn't say beer. They would say something like lager or something else. But there it is. Natty Bo Ice, National whoo, Bohemian Ice. You know I bought that 6-pack. You just know that happened. And you know this. And you know this. You know that happened. You know that 6-pack got bought. You know that six-pack guy bought. You know that happened. So you're saying, people might say to me, so basically you go on road trips across the United States to pick up beers. Yeah, that's basically it. And I have been to games at every single major league ballpark. How many people you know did that? Okay, so Natty Boat, Johnny. Okay, let's see. Uh-oh, it's going wild now. Going wild now. Tequiza. Nope, never bought it. 20 years ago, yes, I got headaches from Budweiser. Today, no issue with the Cartersville, Georgia Budweiser, said Jeff Jameson. Squirrel Dog says, Michelob has the best hops. My dad worked there for 35 years. Oh, they're a jewel. They must use some beautiful hops because they are a jewel. Good stuff. Tessa's Natty Bow. Yes. And then Johnny Neely says, Natty Bow. No issue. So cool. Natty Bow Ice. And then Johnny Neely says, Bow Ice. Do my eyes deceive me? Beer road trips are a lot of fun, as you found out recently, right? Zviech is getting harder to get in New York. Grr, says Squirrel Dog. Oh, Zviech, that's good. Or as Germans might say, Sebusch. Kevin Johnson says, can you please do a Natty Bow review in the future? No, because I can't get it. I can't buy that beer here. I had to go to Maryland to buy it. Oh, all right. Let me go call David. Oh, that's a clean beer. All right. Well, thanks for watching this video production. Michelob wins. But Michelob does not trounce Budweiser. It does not destroy it. It's just a better quality product. And it was invented to be that. You know what I'm saying? Michelob was invented to be a step above Budweiser. And boy, just think if I could have gotten a hold of Michelob Malt. Oh, yeah, I got that brochure from Anheuser-Busch from 1997. And it's got that photo of Michelob Malt. You say, what the heck is Michelob Malt? Oh, just a Michelob 6% malt liquor. Yeah, they had a Michelob malt liquor. I bet that was a jewel. And I'm not being smart aleck because it was probably a malt liquor with way better ingredients. Southern Dip video says, great video. And Johnny Neely says, by the way, Ron, I will be out of town next Sunday. I wanted you to know in case you want to do Stout Sunday on your channel. If so, I'll make an announcement on my channel this week. Easter Sunday. Sound like we might probably need to skip it, but let's say provisional. It could happen. But it could, I would say it's unlikely, but it may not work out. Kevin said, awesome beer review. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. You're welcome. Anytime you want to join. Do you enjoy your beer with a barbecue? Says Angel Mac. I think everybody on earth enjoys their beer with a barbecue. Come on now. That's the perfect combination, right? Oh, yes, indeed. And with crawfish and with boiled crabs. It was fun. Cheers, says Midnight Squirrel Dog. Okay, y'all, I got to go because I got to come back on here and do a rum taste challenge. You got me right. You heard me right. Bacardi Gold versus Bacardi Reserva Ocho. Get ready for that. It's about to get really wild. Ronald, do you have the same problem where you live at that I do? They only have Michelob Light or Ultra or any freaking light instead of regular Michelob, says Pipe Man. Yeah. Well, we get Michelob Amberbach at least. And I got 6 cold ones in the fridge. I got 6 cold Michelob Amberbachs in the fridge. Thanks, folks, for watching this video production.